One of the most gratifying days of my life was when my daughter got married. I had one personal desire that day. It's just, I wanted to be dad. I didn't want to perform the ceremony. I wanted to walk my daughter down the aisle, place her hand in his hand, go down, sit next to my wife, and then watch. Now, there was one moment that was really the pinnacle for me personally. The church was full of family and friends, and they were waiting for the doors to open to see the bride walk down the aisle. Before the doors opened, I wanted to do one thing I had done many times before. I wanted to pray for my daughter. I wanted to impart one last time what the Lord had given me and then bless her as she's about to have a dramatic life change. So we prayed. Now, I don't remember what I prayed, but I remembered that as I prayed, I was really flooded with emotions that made it difficult to speak. Of course, I managed to get through it and said amen, and then we opened the doors and walked down the aisle. I never struggled with the fear that she would fail or couldn't do it. I knew that her mom and I had did what we could to prepare her for the life she was now beginning. We taught her well. Now, here's the part I want you to get. We planned and taught with an outcome in mind. James says, "Don't be in any rush to become a teacher, my friends. Teaching is a highly responsible work. Teachers are held to the strictest standards, and none of us is perfectly qualified. We get it wrong nearly every time when we open our mouths. If you could find someone whose speech is perfectly true, you have a perfect person in perfect control of life." In the early church, everyone wanted to be a teacher. It was the honored position. Now, you may not want to be a teacher in the church, but I want you to see an important principle. Everyone teaches. Parents teach their children, friends teach friends, and so on. Barbara Bruce says people are taught 7 different ways. First is through words. Whether spoken, written, even texting, we use words to direct people towards something. Second is through logic. 2 plus 2 is 4. In other words, we direct people through a process like math. Third is visually. Pictures, emojis, demonstrating a golf swing. Fourth is through our body. Let me take you by the hand and show you. Fifth is musically. How many words of songs have you learned? I mean, music is a powerful teaching tool. Sixth, though, is what's called interpersonal, our body language. We teach people through to know when we're mad or when we're happy and so on through our body language. Seventh is intrapersonal. We learn while by ourselves. This is why teachers assign homework. So, how do you teach people around you? I want you to think about what effect you're having on those people that you're teaching. No one teaches from a place of perfection, but when you teach with the right motives and they're thought out, we get a joyful outcome. So calibrate this week by thinking about the different places and people that you teach, and then ask the Lord to help you assess your motives. And then think about the kind of positive outcomes you desire. Why? Because your students are looking to you to guide them into a better future, and that comes with great responsibility. So until next week, remember, don't just take life as it comes, calibrate and shape it as you go. Thank you for following Calibrate. Share it with someone you know. Take a moment and review us and give us a good rating on iTunes, Google Play, Facebook, or YouTube.